Hold on a second. I need to check something. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. About a 10-minute walk, I think it was. I was listening to my daughter Amber ramble on Marco Polo at me, and it was a nice walk just around the property here. I've been not going out on the streets so much because I have to deal with dogs running up to me and just a lot of distractions. It hasn't been really enjoyable to walk on the road, so I've been just kind of walking on the grass. Mimi walked with me a little ways. She kind of followed me and then ran in the grass when a car came because she got scared, which is good because I don't want her being comfortable with cars. Hey, Meech! Meet me. Say hi, Gladys. She's gonna just sit there and look beautiful and wag her tail. Anyway, I just thought I'd come on and chat because we haven't chatted in a while. You like my hat? It's actually Matthew's hat. We share each other's hats sometimes. I totally do not match today. Look at this. I got these flower pattern pants on and this shirt and don't care because I'm just like not feeling much of anything today other than very uncomfortable. I just ate a bug. Yuck. Ugh. It flew right in my throat. Did you guys see that? Ugh. It flew right at my my tonsils and the hanging thing. And there's the bug right there. It flew right in my throat. Ew. Alright, anyway, that's what I get for talking too much, I guess. You saw it live on my YouTube channel. A bug flying in my throat. Don't you feel privileged? Alright, anyway. Let's try this again and hopefully minus the bug in the mouth this time. I have not been feeling well because I'm dealing with some health issues, which, yes, I believe in healing. I do. I've been having prayer at church and stuff from people, but the truth is, and the facts are, things are going wrong in my body, apparently. Um, they're tossing words around like melanoma, lymph problems, lesions, that kind of stuff. Um, Fatty liver disease, we already knew I had that. And now they found a what they think is a hernia in my abdomen area, which is why I always look like I'm pregnant in pictures. You know, I always have that, like, this thing right here underneath the chest area, this little bulge. That's a hernia, apparently, according to my doctor. She felt it. She told me to cough, and she's like, yep, hernia, it's right there. I can feel it. Okay. Um, they're doing CT scans on me on Tuesday. One is going to be for my colon because obviously there's something going on down there, I guess. They also found a kidney stone in my kidney. They said it's a tiny, unremarkable one. I might have already passed it because this is my last blood work. I haven't seen the recent blood work yet. I'm still waiting on that. I had that done last week and I'm still waiting. 13 vials of blood, y'all. 13. That's a lot of blood. And probably not a lot compared to some people, what they have. She said there was a unremarkable lesion, I think, on my liver. Or maybe that was my kidney too. I don't know. All kinds of crazy stuff going on. You hit 50 something and man, everything goes downward, as they say. All the body starts just falling apart. Ugh, which I rebuke anyway. I'm not receiving that, but I'm just telling you what the facts point to right at the moment. Now we got to see what the blood work says when it comes back, because like I said, I'm still waiting on that. Anyway, had a sad bit of news this morning about my garden. Unfortunately, we have squirrels and we have birds, and this year they decided they liked my garden so much for their breakfast, they knocked both my tomatoes off the vine and chomped on them. And now they are being devoured by pill bugs or potato bugs. So I managed to salvage. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. So I got my pepper. I'm not waiting for it to grow bigger. I'm just going to eat it like this and be thankful I have it. Because I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the garden. It doesn't look like it's very hopeful with all these critters around here that it's going to grow or anything like that. So, oh well, whatever. The itchy spot on the back of my leg is back. The rash that I've been dealing with. Thank you for the thumb up. Whoever put it there and didn't stay. Um, the itchy rash on the back of my leg is back, and it is miserable. And I think there is a name for it called neuropathic itching, hence, aka itching into the nerves of your body. So, in other words, if something is hitting your nerve and it's like being charged, technically, and you try to scratch it, all it does is irritate it more and make it itch more. Hey, Phil. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing? How's Miss Laura doing? You said you were getting married, but I can't remember when you said you were getting married. Yeah, I know. Stop scratching at it, huh? If only. Ugh. It's pretty annoying. And it burns. Oh my gosh, it burns so bad. And at night is the worst. Right now, it's killing me. I'm trying so hard to ignore it. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, itchy rash, garbage health, blah, blah, blah. Church is going well. Love being on the worship couple, team, whatever. It's not really a team. It's just the pastor's wife and this other guy. And, me. We're the team. Of course, I haven't sung yet with the pastor's wife. That's supposed to be happening soon because we only had 2 microphones. So we're going to get a 3rd microphone in, and I'm supposed to be singing with her too soon. So that'll be great. So that's going good. No job yet. Still no job. So there's that. I'm still following the Micah Miller, JP Miller case. It's getting pretty discouraging because there's a lot of connection between Jesse Duplantis, JP Miller, and now I think Joyce Meyer. I mean, they're all word of faith type people, prosperity preachers. They all are. And they all seem to be linked to this guy. And that's disturbing to me. These were gurus that I followed for a while. I don't follow them anymore, but last time I saw Jesse, I'm falling apart. That's how I am, Phil. Falling apart. Hey, Tina. Tell her I will be praying for her. I'm sure she probably can hear me if I'm loud enough, I guess, in your living room or wherever you are. Laura, I'm praying for you. Laura's can pray for Laura's. We can cover each other in the prayer. Yeah, I'm real itchy and uncomfortable and pretty concerned about whatever's going on in my body because I can't see it, obviously. So back to JP Miller. I don't talk a lot about it because apparently he gets pretty vicious and he has connections to dangerous places, we'll just say, that he has talked about. And so has Jesse Duplantis. In fact, they've joked about the dangerous connections they have. It's a little bit of everything. I'm a variety channel, Tina, so it's whatever I decide to yammer on about. Right now I'm talking about JP Miller and his connections with Jesse Duplantis and Joyce Meyer and some of the other prosperity preachers. Which shouldn't surprise me because, as they say, birds of a feather flock together. And when it comes to prosperity preachers, they do. I know from going out to Tennessee years ago, the message that was preached was pretty much the same. Yeah, him. It was the same message preached everywhere. Basically, the prosperity teaching, and the only ones that are really prospering like that are the ones talking about it, not the people that are following them. So, thank you for retracting that. I don't want to mention specific, you know what I mean? I don't want to be targeted. I really don't. I'm just a little peon over here. It's like, please don't hurt me. I'm not bothering anybody. Please don't hurt me. I have enough issues to deal with. I don't need to be fearing for my life again. I already went through that last year. Um, so, yeah. I don't know. I didn't have anything specific I wanted to talk to you about other than updating you that I'm having some health issues right now. Some health scares, I would say. You'll talk about it. Okay, Phil. You can talk about it on your channel. That's fine. And well, you should. Somebody should. I mean, justice for Micah all the way. I have no problem saying that. I just don't want to become the target of anybody dangerous and who has dangerous people that can harm me. I don't want harm coming to my husband, me, my cats, my house, or any of the like. So I'd rather just kind of mind my business as much as possible with occasional mentions. Hi, Meech. This is the first time I've seen you up on the cat tree. Check that out, y'all. Yeah, you're just chillaxing next to Mom, huh? She's like, it's so rare you're out here, Mom. I know these bugs are nasty, huh, Michi? It's ridiculous. Jeez Louise. Anyhow, um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to cover today or talk about or whatever. Thank you, by the way, everybody that has subscribed. I've had 4 new subscribers this past week, and I'm super happy about that. I don't know who you are, but welcome to my channel. It's very much a variety channel. I sing, I dance, I do flags sometimes, which I haven't done in a while. I do kickboxing, um, sometimes Zumba. There's a little bit of everything on here. Just browse around the playlist. You'll see what I mean. Of course, there's some psychology stuff and some true crime. A little bit of true crime. Not a lot. I really don't enjoy talking about crimes, to be honest with you. Oh, okay. Thanks, Phil. I guess. Let's see. News with my family. My one daughter is getting married. My other daughter is doing well with her boyfriend. And my third daughter just moved from one location to another. And my youngest daughter has a new interest in her life. We won't say love interest yet because she's still feeling it out. She's very, very meticulous and slow about getting to know guys. She's very careful. She's very pure. She's a good kid. Wish I could have said the same about my own life. I was exactly the opposite. I was very actively involved with men in not so good ways, and I'm not proud of it, but it happened, and that's not who I am anymore, thankfully. But yeah, my daughter is just, she's the image of what I would have wanted to be and what I would like all my daughters to be. But yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. We don't, live here forever on this plane of existence. Eventually there's another one. I was talking to my husband about that yesterday, about belief in heaven or an eternity after this. I like to believe there's something after this crazy world because it gets scarier and crazier as the day goes on. Um, but really, if you haven't experienced death, you don't really know what's on the other side until you get there, if there is a there. And our beliefs are just that. They're, in our minds and our hearts or spirits. We believe a certain way, and different people believe different things. And I can see why, if somebody does not believe there is a hereafter, that there is an eternity or a heaven, why they would just live it up down here, because this is all the reality they'll ever have. I don't believe that way. I believe there's somebody else out there, and I believe he talks to me on a regular basis. So I don't live my life however I want to anymore. I believe when I accepted him, it became his life, not mine. And I was here to do whatever he wanted. So, yeah, I'm not frivolous with my life. I'm pretty careful about what I do and say. And I'm not perfect at it, but I do the best I can. Speaking of which, progress. I am down to 185, I think, 0.9 now, pounds. Pretty happy about that because I've been in the upper 180s for the longest time. Looking at these birds. I was wondering if I could film them, but they flew away before I could. I think they're pheasants. Anyway, yeah, super happy about that. But with the hernia in my gut, I may not be able to lose that until they fix the hernia. Thanks. Thanks. And regardless, I keep telling myself, well, your body's the temple. You're taking the best care of your temple that you know how by eating healthy. And, you know, that's all you can do. I even spit out a cinnamon roll yesterday, believe it or not. I don't like gummy tasting things. Like, it tasted very gummy to me. And my husband called it, like, chewy. Yes, it tasted chewy, and I didn't like it. I spit it out. I was like, I'm not going to swallow this stuff simply because I tasted a sweet, and it's sweet, and I like the sweet taste. I don't like the gumminess, so I'm going to just spit it out. Nasty. It was a strawberry cinnamon roll, which he shouldn't be eating either because he's diabetic. He shouldn't even be touching that stuff in that amount. He had 3 of them yesterday. Naughty. But what can you do? You can't control another person. You can only make your own choices and hope they're the best ones, you know? Not a fan. Anyway, yeah, I'd be more the crunchy cookie type person. I'm not saying chewy cookies aren't good. They're all right, but first of all, chocolate chips don't sit well with me. They give me sinus problems because of the chips. And I'm not so sure I can even eat dark chocolate unless it's like super high in the cocoa powder area. So like 85-90% cocoa, to which it doesn't even really taste like chocolate anymore. It's more like eating a coffee bean, honestly, or a cocoa bean, I guess. But if I want to have even a little tiny bit of chocolatey flavor, that's kind of what I have to do. I have some pea protein powder, and I've got to check and see if that has actual chocolate in it, because that could be what's causing this rash on the back of my leg. Because I've been having smoothies with that stuff, like shakes. I wonder. I'm glad I'm talking to you guys because I'm starting to piece through what could be causing my discomfort on my leg. That'd be wonderful to know that, you know. Anyway, kitties are doing well. I still have 4 of them so far. Momo is getting up there in years. She's pretty old. I've had her since 2012 or 11. 12, I think. 2012, and then I've had Mimi since 2013. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Momo was 2011. Mimi was 2012. Yeah. I confused those dates. But yeah. I cut down part of my weed back here, my jungle as I call it. See it? You can barely tell I cut it. It's already starting to grow again. Those top ones over there need to be trimmed half size. And there's my pumpkins, I think, growing way in the back. Those big leafy things back there. Yeah, I've got something growing back there. If the squirrels don't get to it. Oh, thank you for loving my kickboxing workouts. Yeah, I haven't done it yet today. I plan on it. I've been trying to calm down this itchy leg for a little bit first and take my walk, which I did. I always record everything on the little chart next to my bed. This month I've been doing that, and I've been pretty consistent, which is good. I enjoy kickboxing, but it is very tricky sometimes to make sure you're on the right hand or leg. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not into self-defense of the bad guy. I don't want to encounter any bad guys. I'm not a self-defense trainer. I'm just doing it for fitness inside wrestling. Just for fitness. That's it. Wasn't looking to get into it to train anybody. Except to teach them the moves for the fitness. Excuse me. It's just to burn the calories, honestly. It's not to harm anybody. Although, I suppose if somebody came and attacked me and they didn't have a weapon and they were just kind of slugging me, I could maybe duck the punches and kick them. Maybe. I don't know. I've never tried to fight anybody. I'm not really into that. But if I had to save myself, maybe I could. I would definitely give it a fighting chance. Pun intended. Yeah, I would. I hope to never have to encounter that, because unfortunately one of two things takes over, either adrenaline or fear, and I don't know which one would take over for me. Yeah, I have had to fight when my stepdad was abusing me and I kicked him in a place that sent him bent over, to the point of anger where he grabbed me and slung me against the wall and broke my nose. I probably have a deviated septum. I don't know, but I'm not getting it fixed because I saw what my husband went through with that surgery. No, thank you. Um, Mine is probably slightly deviated, not real bad. And I really don't need to smell anything more than I can smell it right now. I smell enough bad smells. I don't need any help in that area. Yeah, my stepdad passed away, and we made peace before he did. He told me all he ever wanted was for me to be happy. And he honestly, he was mentally ill. He did what he knew how to do and what he could to give me a happy life. I can't totally complain and say he was horrible, because he wasn't. He was a magician, and he was an illusionist, and he was amazing. Um, I was watching Now You See It yesterday. We watched two of them. I thought the third one had come out already. My husband said it's not coming out till next year. I was so disappointed because I watched the first two and I'm like, oh, come on. I gotta wait till next year to watch the third one? That stinks. I did see Inside Out 2. I liked the first one better. I wasn't a huge fan of the second one. I really enjoyed the first one, but I think it was because it was a whole new concept of having, you know, little people in your brain and your body and stuff. Um, you have nothing nice to say about people like him. Oh, okay. I know. It's a black or white thing with you, Phil, huh? You know, once you've wronged me, you're evil and dirty and black, and that's all I see is black. I get it. I understand. I respect your opinion, but it really wasn't like that with him. He was paranoid schizophrenic, which he did not have control over, which made him very violent at times. Nobody knew he was paranoid schizophrenic because I grew up in the 70s and 80s, okay? So that was something that was just starting to become really understood and treated. And plus, he had OCD, which was obsessive compulsive disorder, which was more of what they were focusing on at the time, I think, was his tendencies to be very perfectionistic about chores and demanding of us kids. They didn't even think to look at the paranoid schizophrenia until my parents divorced. So we didn't know anything about that. And then we realized that he was a hoarder and that there's a term for it. And all his brothers were hoarders too. And what they have determined, because I was watching this movie recently, this documentary called Six Schizophrenic Brothers, I think is what it was called. Or Six Brothers with Schizophrenia, whatever it was. There was a lot of violence in the family and abuse and stuff like that from the schizophrenic guys. Um, what they found out was there's a possible tie-in, link, whatever you want to call it, with the child's past. Like if you grew up in an abusive household, some of that can put the seeds for schizophrenia later in life, and then something triggers it. In my stepdad's case, they figured out it was his dad, who was very abusive. He was a politician and very image driven, very, very intensely abusive of those boys and maybe the girls too, but I think he left the girls alone. But he definitely beat the you know what out of the boys. And that was my stepdad. He was one of them. And they think that may have had some kind of linkage to the schizophrenia, was the intense abuse he suffered as a child, because it disconnects things in your brain as a kid. It messes up your brain system. And what brought it out years later was when I was in 6th grade, we moved, like as in from one town. I lived in Buffalo, New York, and I moved to Eggertsville, New York. And when we moved into a house that was trashed. These people had horses in the basement. You can imagine the smell and the dirt and, yeah, just disgusting people. They were a huge family. They were abusive. They were very slovenly. You probably could look them up. Armbruster was their last name. And they were horrible, horrible people. They just trashed that place. And we spent night after night steaming wallpaper off the walls. We were little kids. I was 6th grade. I don't know, what is 6th grade. 8 years old is 3rd grade. 9 is 4th. 10 is 5th. So I was 11 years old. And I was climbing ladders steaming wallpaper, like with an actual steamer thing, the old-fashioned steamer that plugs into the wall. And it would vibrate the sandpaper off and it would steam it. And then sometimes my mom would steam it. We'd come along with the scraper, the putty knife, and scrape it. That was a good part of my childhood, like months and months, probably into years of my childhood. And then, hey Miller, we would sleep there. I remember sleeping on a thing of cardboard, on a sponge mattress. Before we moved into the place, we had to fix the place up. And that made my stepdad snap. I mean, that kicked his schizophrenia into almost full-blown mental illness. And that's when he started reading letters from my cousin that we would write back and forth. And he'd say, I know you're plotting against me. You're telling her what a terrible person I am. And, you know, and I wasn't really even talking about him in the letters. And I'd wake up in the morning to him rustling around my trash can and digging out letters that she sent me or I was going to send her that I threw out. It was a lot of paranoia. He thought people were plotting against him. He was worried about what the neighbors thought. It was really bad towards the end. And my mom divorced him after I moved out of the house and lived with my foster parents and had my first daughter, Carol. It got bad for my half-brother and half-sister. Mostly my half-brother. He got a lot of beatings that I used to take once I left. Unfortunately, that's what happens in abusive families. When the one kid leaves, the other one gets the brunt of everything that's left, you know. But then I guess my mom finally divorced them and carted like tons of bags of nasty hoarded junk to the corner. And yeah, it was bad. I mean, I can blame him and yet I can't, Phil, because like I said, schizophrenia was not something he asked for. It wasn't really anything he had control over. His dad was just highly abusive, and I think his brain chemistry just got messed up when he was younger, and it was triggered as an adult. That was very sad to me. Anyway. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say on that topic, I guess. My daughter and I have been reading the book of Ruth lately. It's been very interesting. Been listening to a commentary on it. Poor Ruth. She stayed with her mother-in-law and then she had to go into an older guy and lay at his feet while he was kind of lightly inebriated. And he woke up in the morning and was like, who's there? Who are you? You know, it just, when you reread the story in today's context, it's kind of weird. But ultimately, that's how our Savior came down through the lineage, is all these interesting things that happened in the Bible. And, you know, if you believe that way. It's an interesting book, though. I know a lot of people just live in the here and now. They don't believe in the Bible or that there's an afterlife or whatever. I get it. I understand. It's not like anybody can really prove. People have come back and said, oh, yes, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, or I stopped breathing, or my heart stopped, or I was brain dead and I came back. But until you experience it yourself, you can believe what you're hearing or not. You know, it's just one of those things. So a lot of us just live for the here and now because that's all we know. That's what's right in front of us. That's what we see. That's what we experience, what we hear, what we feel. And we go with the tangible stuff, you know. And I understand that. I've met some interesting people lately. I met a person the other day. who identifies by they, them pronouns. This is a very relatively new thing to me, and I asked them to explain to me how that all works, how I can honor that for them, because I didn't want to disrespect them. And they were very appreciative that I took the time to ask about it and learn, which was cool. And I saw a hornet or some kind of a bee thing try to fly and get into my house underneath the air conditioner. So, troubled by that. I think I should seal that up. I think I have some caulking stuff I can caulk that window with. This house is falling apart. Wood is rotting, and yeah, it's not in great condition. But at least the inside's pretty intact for now. I was talking to Matthew about someday moving out of here, and I'm getting to the point where, yeah, it's nice to own property. It's nice to own your own house and your own land and whatever. No, they, them was not a split personality. It's just how they identify. They just wanted to be called they, them when they're referred to. They weren't a split personality, not to my knowledge anyway. Anyway, yeah, I would like to move out of here someday. I don't know how to go about doing that. I don't have money. I don't have a job right now, so that's not going to be anytime soon. I don't know if I would get a contract and just pay on a contract again to rent to own a house, or if I would just rent an apartment. I don't know. I don't know what I would decide to do. That would depend on Matthew, too, and what he wants to do. All kinds of weird bugs flying around here. Bugs I have not seen. Yeah. But yeah, I would love to, before I die, have an actual house that has, like, washer, dryer. Oh, you know what I could do? I could spray some bug spray in that area where that bug was. I don't like killing things, but honestly, if it's them or me, they're going to be the first to go. Unfortunately, I don't want to be stung and have more problems than I have to deal with already. And I probably will spray some bug spray into that window area right below the air conditioner. And I think the reason the wood is rotted is because the air conditioner is dripping. You know how air conditioners do that? Just because the water condensates and then drips. Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. This world is changing so quickly in so many weird ways. It's hard to keep up with it sometimes. Now I have heard that Donald Trump has dementia. And that it's starting to come out and when he talks. But then Biden has problems. And I'm like, okay. It's almost like when you vote, you're going to pick the lesser of the two evils at this point. How do I know, you know? Yeah, I mean, I'm not his doctor. I don't know what his deal is, if he has a deal as far as his mental health and whatever. Yeah, they're old. I mean, maybe we should lower the age requirement of president and maybe go with some younger set guys. I don't know. Because the older you get, yeah, the problems can start up. Can them both. A lot of people are saying that. I mean, both of them have evidences of really being twisted and doing some pretty wrong things. So maybe we should just start over from scratch. And then there's Kennedy, which I don't know anything about him. I haven't done any research into what he believes or what he stands for, what his stance is. I don't know. I just heard that he's running too, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I better find out about this Kennedy guy. Maybe he would be my man. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really don't even want to vote because I don't know. I think I would lean towards Trump at this point, only because I tend to be more Republican in my way of thinking. Because Republican seems to be more conservative, I guess, in their religious beliefs, which is weird for me. Mitt Romney, right? Yeah. Because I'm very charismatic in my beliefs. So why would I lean towards more of a Republican side? I was raised in a very Democratic family. In fact, my grandpa I was telling you about ran for county comptroller in the Democratic Party. I do know my family is very Democratic, and I'm not. So, Trump is not religious. And you know what? Honestly, I think all of these presidents that I know of have gone to places to do rituals that I don't agree with, and therefore I don't know who I trust, to be honest with you. And I don't know if not voting would be such a bad idea this year, because one evils is as bad as the other's evils. I mean, we're not going to agree on this. And no, I am not one of these people that'll say, oh, there's two things you never argue about or talk about is religion and politics. Okay, first of all, I hate the word religion unless you're talking about feeding the orphans and taking care of the widows, because that's what the Bible says religion is. True religion. But if you're, yeah, Bohemian Grove. If you're talking about, spirituality, like, when I say spirituality, I don't mean like new agey crystals and, find yourself through your esoteric knowledge and, meditate. No, I'm not talking about that. I am talking about spirituality in the sense of Jesus, Yeshua, not the other stuff. So, I don't know. I think it would be great to have a biblical president, but not in the sense of where it's going to get out of hand. Like, they could take biblical things and distort them into doing whatever, bring back capital punishment in heinous ways. Who knows? Humans are flaky and very hard to trust for me, because I don't know what they're going to do next or say next. And some people's minds are just really messed up. The things they can think up, make into movies, make into songs. You'd love a mouthy president. Oh, one would think you would love a mouthy president. Not so much. You don't want a mouthy president? Well, I would like a president that could put two sentences together and make sense out of them. And I don't think Biden is in that category at the moment. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what to do about all this. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I don't have any clue about which direction to go with all of it. I'm definitely not a Biden fan, but I'm not sure I'm really a Trump fan either. My neighbors are diehard Trump fans. Yes, I saw what you did there. Phil, you're a card, You're a character. Oh my goodness. It's good to laugh at yourself, though, honestly. Oh, I don't know, y'all. There are no easy answers in life, for sure, And honestly, the corruption has come right down into the very things that I thought were like level ground. Like religious, as people call it, churches. Now we got crooked pastors and crooked ministers and crooked evangelists and prophets and teachers and false teachers. And it's like, what do I trust in? Honestly, I'm not saying you should put your trust in man anyway, in any form, whether a minister or not. But I'll just trust in Yahweh God. That's it, because he's the only one I know is not going to mess me over. You're a Peach. Princess Peach? That's a fun video game. I'm very good at that, by the way, especially when I'm the Ninja Peach. Yeah, I can kick some tail pretty quickly. Yeah, who to trust? Exactly. It's good when you have significant others in your life that you can trust. Like your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, wife, significant other, because at least they're not going to mess you over. As they've proven over time, obviously. Oh, okay. Thanks for the info, Jedi. Thanks for setting me straight there. Trump does not have dementia because he can talk for 2 hours with no problem. Well, I guess it's not that he can talk or not. I guess it's things that he specifically said that were leading people to think that. But I kind of think that um, the people that are saying what they're saying about Trump against him are the Democrats that don't like him. Oh, hi, honey. You got your shirt on. Can I show people your shirt? And actually, it was my shirt. It says, I love someone with autism.
When you are done, I'm gonna need your help.
In the bedroom? Okay. You gonna rearrange?
Something like that.
Okay. I'll try to wrap it up quick. Okay. All right. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, it does, Tina. For sure. So we're gonna just trust him. You're funny, Phil. Trump can go on and on. Yeah, I know. Matthew doesn't like being seen on YouTube because of various reasons, and I don't blame him. But it was nice being able to show off the shirt. Um, I used to wear that shirt. I love someone with autism. Now he's starting to feel like maybe he doesn't have autism and that it was just his breathing problem with his nose that was causing problems thinking and oxygen to the brain, basically. Funny, Phil. That's cute. So we don't know, but he is finally to the point where he can smell. And I don't mean he smells, I mean he can smell with his nose. That sounded bad. Um, he can breathe, he can smell things, and sometimes he's smelling things he doesn't want to smell, and he's like, oh, I never knew it smelled that bad, you know? It's funny. And he'll be spraying room spray in the air, sniffing it. I'll be like, honey, what are you doing? Smelling the room spray. I can smell it. It's really neat that watching somebody smell things for the first time is quite an experience, for sure. Something we take for granted. And, you know, he never knew he couldn't smell because he never could from the time he was a child. Um, it's wonderful that he can now function fully, more fully as a human. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Enough on the presidents. I don't know what to think of any of that. I really don't. We'll see as election time comes around. Maybe new candidates will step up. We can have a whole new list of people to choose from. If only. But yeah, there just is a lot of crookedness in the world. There's a lot of crookedness on social media. What I've been taking up lately is playing mobile games on my phone. Seems to be a very innocuous hobby. I can either play against myself or play against AI or other people. And I get pretty high in the levels, just depends on what it is. I like word games. My favorite game is the traffic jam game. Because once you learn which way the cars turn, it gets a lot easier till you got tons and tons of cars on the higher levels. And then you can use the helicopter to come and take a car out of the area. Or you can use the bulldozer to move stones and stuff. Or boulders, I guess. Yeah. That's kind of fun. But I do enjoy mobile games. I enjoy video games to an extent. I don't like video games where I have to jump on from one surface to another or I land downward, you know, which I always tend to do. I'm not very good at jumping and staying on the thing. I get too excited with the jump and I keep running and end up over the cliff. So, yeah. I like Mario Brothers games, some of them. Some of them I don't like because they're just too difficult for me. So, yeah, I've become a gamer. Very much so. Not the violent games, not the warrior, bloody, gory, yucky graphic games. I hate that. I wish those were never created. Just like I wish gory movies were never created. Um, yeah. So, that's my hobbies. Just been gaming and trying to grow a garden, which you see the squirrels have decided to eat instead of me. Um, Still have a tomato hanging on the Roma tomato plant. If they don't pull that one off, too. Very frustrated. Wondering if I should just transplant the whole thing in the house somewhere in the sun so the darn animals don't claw at it and eat it. Oh well. Oh, that's good, Phil. You don't need to. Horror movies are awful. And when people say horror movies, I have learned there is a level of horror we're talking about. Some people say, oh, I love horror movies, and they mean like the old time Dracula, Frankenstein, Igor, that kind of stuff. I used to watch Hilarious House of Frightenstein. That show, I guess I found it funny. That was on early morning, and they had this big fat guy. He was Igor. And they used to turn the thing to the side. No wonder I always have those weird visions when I'm falling asleep of the room tilting. Probably from that stupid show, now that I think of it. Again, glad I was talking to you guys. I'm starting to learn stuff about myself. Just from video talking. Go figure. Yeah, Godzilla people consider horror movies. I mean, even the Jurassic Park, the first one could be considered horror. He eats a woman or a guy right off the toilet and leaves their body behind. I mean, ew. That's horror to me, too. I don't like graphic violence of any kind. And then, yeah, that's true, Tina, for sure. And then there's slasher films, which are considered horror movies. That's just gruesome. Anybody that would watch Saw and Chainsaw Massacre and all that stuff, it makes me wonder about their psyche. If you can sit through that stuff. I know people say, well, it's fake, and I know it's fake. It doesn't matter. Why would you want to sit and watch somebody be dismembered? Even if it's fake. It looks real. That's enough for me to not want to see it. Disgusting. Yeah. So I don't like slasher films, especially horror movies like from years ago, like they call them scary movies. Yeah, scary movies, I get it. People like to feel scared. Why? I don't know. I don't like my heart palpitating out of my chest like I'm going to have a heart attack, but some people do. Um I don't understand that. I can't relate to wanting to do that. It's just not my cup of tea at all. Monster movies, yeah. And in fact, they should label them, when people talk about it, they should label them aptly. Like, yes, I like monster films. I like Godzilla and King Kong, and those would be monster movies. Maybe Frankenstein or the other dude, Dracula, vampire movies. But a lot of people just loop it all into, oh, I like scary movies. And then you don't know what you're going to get when you sit down to watch them with them. You could be getting a slasher film or you could get Dracula. Let's be more strategic in our labeling. Creature from the Black Lagoon, yeah. Bigfoot, that's another one. Sasquatch. Amityville Horror would be another horror movie, but now you're talking about a haunted house. See what I mean? There's so many different crazy genres and things that things are about that it's hard to really label them all aptly unless you specifically label them. I mean, I don't really like any of them personally, but humanoids from the deep, that's everybody on Earth right now, other than a few exceptions. Seriously. Even in the Bible, you had some horror. The Umim and the... No, that's the wrong people. What were they? Oh gosh, now I can't think. The demons in the Bible. Well, you had Leviathan. And you had the... Oh, what do you call them? The intimate demons, if you know what I mean. I used to know what they were called. It's okay that I don't. It's not a big deal. Someone has big feet. Yeah, true. A lot of people do. Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, whatever. Demons that torment you in a certain way when you sleep. I just can't remember what the heck they're called now. If Jeff was here, I bet he would know what they're called. He's pretty wise about a lot of topics. Jesus was the first exorcist, yes. My church practices exorcism, or deliverance as we call it. In fact, the first time I visited the church, there was a lady that went through deliverance. Jeff's a nerd. Jeff is your friend. I get it. You pick on him. You're allowed. Yeah, he sent the demons into the pigs and they went over the... Yeah, off the cliff. There's a lot of things that happen in the Bible that I just am not sure how to take or if I agree with them. So someday, if I can, I might ask Yahweh when I'm face to face with them. Hi, Sweet Wheat. You like movies? Yes, I like documentaries. Not the banjo type deliverance. What's a banjo deliverance, Phil? What is that? I've never even heard of it. They play the banjo while you're going through deliverance or what? You'll have to fill me in. That's a new one on me. Hi, Hope. Thank you. Be blessed yourself. It's an old movie. Oh, okay. I've never heard of it. Oh, Deliverance. I have heard of that movie, yes. I don't know what it's about. I won't. Don't worry. What I do is if it's a horror movie and I'm curious as to what it's about, I will read about it. I will go on IMDb and I'll read about it. That doesn't bother me as much as the experience of sitting through it and seeing it played out. Where am I? On my patio at my house. See? This is my patio. It's not a very clean one. It's not a very organized one. But it's a patio for me for now till I can rearrange it and make it nicer. You don't watch those movies. Yeah, I don't either. Oh, okay, Phil. That's interesting. Well, thank you. I don't know what you're saying is pretty, but thank you, Hope. My patio is pretty? I don't know about that. My patio is a hot mess. My patio is a mess. My property right here on the side of the house is a mess. I need to clean it up, seriously. It's not very pretty to look at. That's why I don't really show the camera that way. Oh, well, thank you. I'm taken, but I appreciate the compliment. I've been taken 3 times, so you're a little late to the party, bud. But I appreciate your compliment. Thank you very much. I know my spiritual mom was telling me the other day, I love your skin. You have such pretty skin. Your skin is so clear. Oh, no, I don't like mob stuff. Court stuff is okay, depending on what it is. I'll watch a little bit of court stuff. But I really just like documentaries on, like, lives of people, like rock stars or that sort of thing. Well, thanks, Hope. That's very nice of you to say, I think. I mean, I don't know if I would be attracted to you or not, even if I wasn't married, so I can't really say legitimately. Yeah, Netflix has a lot of really good stuff on it, Sweet Wheat. That's where a lot of the documentaries are that I watch. Oh, me too. Robin Williams, yeah. Heartbreaking. And yet very disturbing. Some of the language he used and stuff like that bothered me a lot. I have watched Heaven is Real, yes. Bugs. Oh, you're 11. Okay. You probably shouldn't be in my chat room then if you're only 11, Hope. Yeah, I get it. You're a little bit young to be in an adult chat room though, hon. So I'm gonna have to boot you out there, babe. If I can figure out how. There we go. Yeah, sorry, Hope, you can't be in here that young. This is an adult chat room. No, it's fine, Phil. I took care of it. Glowworm? Oh, that's good. Glad you got us back. time is it? I eat breakfast at 10 or lunch at 10, however you look at it. Technically lunch. I don't really eat a lot of breakfast foods anymore. I only eat 2 meals a day, so well, 3 meals technically. I have lunch and a smoothie or a shake, and then I have dinner. That's how I'm losing the weight. I'm doing intermittent fasting again. I fast through breakfast, and then I eat 10 or 11, and then wait a few hours, have a smoothie or some yogurt with berries, flaxseed, crunchy stuff, nuts, or some kind of something, and then I'll have my dinner last. What am I eating for lunch today? I don't know. Generally high protein, vegetables, fruit. And that's pretty much it. And then I might have like some kind of seasonings or toppings or something. I've been posting pictures on the community page of what I eat every day, so you can kind of get an idea there. Chicken, fish, chicken sausage, turkey bacon, turkey sausage, that kind of thing. Hot dogs once in a while. Try not to eat a lot of processed foods and a lot of processed meat because it's not super healthy. Although if I do eat processed hot dogs, got to be the ones without the nitrates. I don't put nitrates in my body knowingly. Today, I actually, thank you for reminding me, Sweet Wheat. I'm making lentils. Lentils with non-nitrate hot dogs in them. And probably going to make some dumplings to go in there too. But I've got to figure out what kind of flour I have. I think I have coconut flour, which doesn't make the best dumplings. So I don't know if I'm going to use that or maybe oat flour. Yes, chicken is high protein. Yeah. And that's why my hair... Ouch, 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 ouch. I forget this has those little clips on the back, and the hair gets stuck in them. That's why my hair grew back in large amounts. Still a little bit of balding, but not like it was. It's grown back quite a bit. Because I've been eating protein, animal foods, dead animals, cooked animals. I know it sounds sad to some, but like I said, if it's the animal versus me, I need to live and thrive. So I'm glad I don't have to kill them. If I had to kill my food, I would probably starve to death or be vegan and be very unhealthy like I was. Fish is more my favorite. I love fish. I love salmon, scallops. I don't eat it all the time, but I try to eat it a few times a week. I had meatloaf last night, which obviously was cow, beef, and it was delicious. I don't like the fact that we have to eat animals to survive healthfully. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I hear you. So that way you just have it ready. That's what I do. I kind of prep things when I can. But I think I'm going to boil the other chicken breasts because I think I like them boiled better. I did them in the air fryer and was not a fan. It just didn't turn out right. Too dry. Anyway, y'all, I know there's 10 people here. We can talk about chicken all day or animal foods or whatever, but I'm going to go in and do some stuff. It's almost been an hour. I guess I'll wait till the even hour. I can wait till it's even. That's fine. I can still chat with y'all for a little bit. Then when it hits 60 minutes, I'll head on out. We're at 54:18 now. Oh, you're heading out, Phil? Phil, maybe you should talk about that on your channel. The Miller Francis case. And then let's not forget Ruby Frankie. I haven't forgotten about that just because that was a past situation. She's in jail for a long time. So is the creepy partner of hers. They're both in jail. Prison, I think. Hot dog, steak. I haven't had steak in a while. I do like steak. Chicken, yeah. Veggies. Sounds good. Although grilling is not the healthiest way to eat things either. Grilling is not, they've linked grilling to cancer, so I don't eat a lot of grilled food anymore. I think it's if it's charred, though, that it's linked to cancer. I'm not sure. But, well, you know, they think I might have cancer anyway, so we'll find out what's going on with that. Matthew doesn't think so. He thinks it's going to come back normal, my testing, and there's going to be very little wrong with me, so. Propane. Does that make a difference if you use propane versus charcoal? I didn't know. Oh, Michi, you're taking a nap, girl, huh? Yeah. You believe that same thing about my health? Good. I hope so. I plan on living past 100 in a healthy way. I don't want to suffer to do it, so. I don't want to be the next guinea pig for the medical community. But I am going to get the testing done and make sure everything's okay. And if I do need hernia surgery, I'm afraid of it. I'm concerned about it. But I know people have had hernia surgery and did just fine. And if that's why I have this gut on the front of me that never goes down, I would rather get it done and be done with it and be able to be thinner and healthy. But it does make sense that that's why my stomach sticks out like it does no matter how much friggin' weight I lose. You've had it? Probably the laparoscopic surgery where they go in with the little long arms, and now they got robots that do it. That makes me a little nervous having a robot operate on me, but I mean, I'll be asleep. I won't know. You can do anything to me if I'm out, you know. Once they drug you, you're gone. You don't know anything that's going on. You don't remember it. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, if that's what they have to do to get rid of this gut on the front of me, then that's what they have to do. I clearly have a hernia. There is no doubt about that. She felt it, so. Oh, I know, Geneva. That you're right. And I work out because I lift weights because muscle is a good idea when you get older. You want to keep your muscles strong. You want to keep your bones strong. And I like to do kickboxing because it's a hobby and I enjoy it. And I don't know. It's a nice adrenaline rush. But do I have to do it every day? No. But for this month, I was committed to doing it every day. So I shall until, well, for 30 days, I think it was. I'm going to do it. Um, I'm committed to doing it for 30 days. And then we'll see what happens after that. I might switch to Bollywood Zumba again. Because I very much enjoy Bollywood Zumba. It's like one of my favorite workouts. But we'll see. We will see. I always do some kind of workout. It's good to keep moving. I'm almost 59, 58. I don't even know what age I am. Am I almost 58? I was born in 66. Who's a math whiz out there? Because I am not. If I was born in 66 and we're in 2024, how old would I be, y'all? Anybody that's good at math or has a calculator. How old will I be in August? Next month. I think I'm going to be 58. But I could be wrong. I might be 59. I'm old. That's all I know. Old lady. Should be getting that blood work back too, and I'm calling about it today to find out what the holdup is on it. Should have been back by now, I would think. I don't think it takes weeks and weeks for blood work to come back. Not that kind, anyway. I'll let y'all know what the blood work says. I have some people that are going to help me interpret it. A couple medical people that I have friendship with. 58. I'm going to be 58. Thank you, Phil. For some reason, I was thinking I was 58 now. Okay, I'm 57. Silly me. Yeah, so I'll be 58 then. All right, and it has been an hour, so I am going to get off of here. I appreciate everybody coming in, and I just want to thank everybody out there for liking, subscribing, passing my channel along, visiting with me, and, you know, I probably will. I don't watch the news, Miller, ever. I don't ever watch the news. The only thing I see about stuff is stuff that comes up on my phone. I don't watch the news. I will vote for the lesser of the two evils, which I believe is Trump. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, and I am Republican, like I said, so, or I lean more towards that, or right to life, which is still kind of Republican, conservative, whatever. But yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for letting me know what your thoughts are about politics, about spirituality, about whatever, true crime and horror movies and everything we talked about. And yeah, I am too, Phil. I'm registered Republican. Or right to life, depending which year it was. I don't know how all that works. Hi, Meech. Meechy wants to say hello and goodbye. Everybody's leaving, Meech. We're heading off. I gotta go help Daddy move the bedroom around. All right, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, awesome, blessed day. Be safe. Be kind. Be decent to each other, you know. We all live on this crazy planet, and it's getting crazier as time goes on. Honor people's pronouns, if you will. If you don't want to, then I guess call them by their name. I don't know. I have no trouble honoring your pronouns. It doesn't matter to me what you want to call yourself. You can call yourself a flippin' tree. I don't care. As long as you're a decent person and you treat people right, you know, that's all good for me. All right, y'all. I'm going to get going, so I will talk to you soon. Much, much love. Much, much love, Laura. I'm praying for you. Praying for everybody with cancer and illnesses, people that are bedbound and homebound. Thanks for hanging with me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.